Hey guys, this year I'm going to be breaking down the Stargirl 307 promo. The episode will be titled Infinity Inc. Part 1 is a two-parter. The two-parter will be Infinity Inc. Part 2, which will be out the week after. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button down below if you're new. Till vacation's on, let's watch this promo continue with the video.
Someone's been spying on us. We don't know who or for how long. What do they want?
Whoever you are, we're coming for you.
So the promo opened up with Court and Pat in a dark room saying that, there's someone watching them. And now they're in like a blackout in the house. So I wonder if it's going to be a case of how will this all play out? Is the security footage going to be knocked out during the blackout? Is that what they're hoping will happen? Or are they hoping what will happen here is if they cause the blackout, will the security footage go out? Is that what they're hoping for? Then we can see Rick in the garage with Beth, and I'm assuming Pat, and you can see Rick looking up at the camera. I'm assuming it's the point where we're getting into Mr. Bones realizing that they know about him. Then we see some guy in like handcuffs, like having a seizure or something. Court is in that same room, it looks like. We see a security footage of the Chapel residence, which is Beth's parents. We see Rick and Yolanda suited up in the school. We see what looks like Shade's powers. It could be Obsidian's going throughout a room. Which we do know Shade will appear in the second part of this. Then we see Rick as our man punch a camera saying they're going for him. So, this is going to be, I think, a jam-packed two-parter thing. My one problem right now, and it's been this problem this entire season, is that, which comes from the description, which is, quote, Operation Blackout Bomb. After Beth makes a major discovery on the gambler's laptop, the team moves forward with a risky plan that affects the entire town of Blue Valley. Elsewhere, Jennie returns to the fold, seeking help from Court. That last part bugs me, because it seems like Courtney will not be Stargirl when we need her to be Stargirl again. I know she quote-unquote kicked herself off the JSA, but the matter of the fact is that Sylvester literally said that you can't just kick yourself off the JSA when no one wants her there. There are trust issues, yes, but the matter of the fact is, she is Stargirl. She is the lead of the JSA, the new one. Sylvester should not even be at Starman at this point. He shouldn't be, but he is. For whatever lazy writing reason there is, for him to be Starman right now, it's happening. There's zero reason for it. To add on to that, it really does seem like Court will continue helping Jennie, Green Lantern's daughter, in 308. So she won't really have any connection to Mr. Bones, which is blatantly stupid and boring. Now, look, I've made clear in my review for 306 that I do not really care about the season at all. There are minimal things that interest me anymore in this show, which should not be happening this third season, let alone probably the last season of the show. Because we were told by an inside source, CW, we learned by the end of September if it was going to be renewed or not. We didn't get told anything. So I think it's fair to say, more so than ever now, that this show is not being picked up. And we probably won't find out for another year after the season's done. That being said, I think the problem with this season is the story, and they don't know how to handle two stories at once. The Flash, what we have right now is season 8, and hopefully going to season 9, and what we've had in season 6 and 7 are graphic novels. They split up the season, right? They didn't just do two stories at one time. That's a train wreck, and this show is suffering from that. We have the murderer, who's only appeared twice throughout the entire season. He's supposed to be the big bad, and we're stuck with Mr. Bones, who's appeared more times than anyone in this show in this season, and he hasn't done crap besides just put cameras everywhere. He probably works for the killer, but the thing is, why not be the killer? There's no reason behind it. Either just watching the cameras is not a crime. Is it? I don't think it is. It's a little creepy that there's cameras inside everyone's houses, but the point is that you're going after the guy who plays the cameras. Probably, well, obviously he works for the killer because he told the killer where to go, right? We're assuming that. But the thing is that this is 7 episodes in, it's gonna be. And we're just now getting to the camera guy. We're not even getting to the murderer. Where the hell is the murderer gonna come in? Episode 12? Jesus. Like, this should not be what's happening in this season. Like, if they split it up perfectly and they wrote Mr. Bones better, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We wouldn't be having this season's like a 50-50 mix on whether it's good or bad with the stories. And then mainly the show is in side plots. Next week, Court will be in a side plot. She won't be in the field that much, if at all, like she spent most of the season. That's not what the show should be doing in its 3rd and probably final season. If it gets picked up for a 4th, which I would be surprised if it did at this point, they need to amp it up. They can't do this condescending bullcrap of, let's make the main lead the side character. Because that's what she is. Sylvester might as well be the main lead of the show right now, because he's getting more screen time as a superhero and as Sylvester than Court is. That's not what should be happening in her own show. You can tell me, yeah, CW is bullcrap. That's the writers and the showrunner. And The Flash proved that. You see how he went from like season 7 and like the past 7 years of The Flash with prior to season 8? Of it, like, not really being Barry-centric, and so many episodes went without Barry actually being the Flash. There are probably dozens of episodes throughout the entire seasons of The Flash that Bear was never the Flash in for longer than 2 seconds, and even then it was just reused clips. Like, season 8 proved that we can have a show based on the main lead on the CW, and it's still working out pretty goddamn well. That is what we are dealing with here. Now, I do think there will be good parts to the episode with Mr. Bones most likely being wrapped up in 308. I think that's why a 2-parter to wrap up this little side story connected to the main story. I do think that's what's going to happen. I don't know how it'll unfold, but they need to wrap this up. Mr. Bones should have been wrapped up earlier in the season. I do think this lines up with what Breck said before season 3 even aired, saying that Mr. Bones would be wrapped up in the middle of the season, close to early on. This is that time period. We're halfway through in 307. We'll have 6 episodes left after 307. So this is the best possible time to get this entire storyline wrapped up and done and doner. If they want this done, fine, but connect it to the murderer and then keep the murderer coming back episode after episode after episode. That's how they can bring the season back. Because I do think the first 6 episodes have been good, but there are so many bad things that make me just want to say it's bad. But the fight scenes that we've had this season are easily the best of the show, especially the Wildcat fight scene we got in 306. I think was amazing. I hope we get a fight scene in this 2-parter. I'd be surprised if we didn't. But again, the thing that's bugging me is Court again being sidelined with the sideline story when we're getting a 2-parter that is clearly for the main story. We're not getting this for the hell of it. We're getting this for the main plot, and Court is being sidelined again for the side plot. So, I don't know. It's driving me nuts, and obviously the camera strike will be put on pause the next episodes, or I would hope would be, because this is just chaotic and it shouldn't be happening right now. But who knows? Again, I would like to think that Stargirl Season 3 can redeem itself in a lot of ways. I guess we'll figure out if that's right or not when it comes down to the two-parter, if it'll be good or not. I have hope that it will be. We know Shay's returning in 308. I'm excited to see him return. But, I mean, that's just going to cause more side plots because it still says that Court is helping Jennie. So, who the hell knows? But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching the video. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.